Oh, guys, what's going on? And welcome into the stream. Very, very excited because it's Thursday and football is here. I've been waiting for this moment my entire life. And finally, it's here. So Eagles-Cowboys kick off tonight. And we got a lot of good stuff to jump into. We're going to look at some baseball plays. Not that many baseball games today. We'll look at some of those. We're going to look at some more college football game plays for later this week, and then also NFL Sunday plays. Player props. We'll look at some player props. We'll look at some different spots. Also have a couple different things I want to show you guys. So I'm really excited to kind of jump into it. All right, we're going to obviously start off with DGF's AI slip generator. That's where we're going to kind of get the party started. What's going on? I'm ready, Antoine. Arturo, what's going on? Skunky, let's go. Que pasa? Okay. So first things up, we got a lot of exciting things that it's here. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's take a look. DGF, right over here. So we're going to look at this first. This is a 6-pick entry. So I'm going to be honest with you guys because I always keep it 100 with you, or I try my best. Not really looking to jump into too many 6-pick entries for underdog moving forward. 5 and 6-pick entries. Obviously, I'm limited on PrizePicks, so I can only play $5 a slip, 5 slips a day. That's a little different story. When you're playing DFS, if you're looking to reduce your variance, right, not see this, then you're going to want to stick to 3-man entries. So 3-man powers on PrizePicks, 3-man basically powers on underdog, right? So when I see this and then I see this play right next to it, even though the EV is a big difference here, 38% to 17%. I would rather go after the 3-pick entry because you're going to have reduced variance. Now, the crappy part for me is over on Underdog. I can't play collegiate player props. But, so if you want to play this 6-pick entry, no problem at all. It's just I would rather not, okay? I'm going to stick to something I'm going to kind of change up with my DFS strategy this year for the rest of the season, rest of the 2025, is I'm just going to stick to 3-pick entries. If it's PrizePicks, I'll mess around with a 5 or 6-pick entry, right? But for the most part, I'm sticking with 3 picks. Chat is popping right now. Frank, what's going on, man? Frank, stay tuned. Stay tuned here in the stream. You'll see. I'll tell you exactly where to go. Irish, what's going on? Jared, no doubt about that, man. Football is back. It's so back in a big way. What's going on? Yeah, appreciate that, Skunky. Chi-Town will tell you. Skunky will tell you. Obviously, you're going to see it, Frank, a little bit later in the stream. But, appreciate the OGs, DGens checking it out. Dropped a video yesterday, guys, on the channel talking about ProfitX. So, most of the OGs and DGens know about ProfitX. But if you don't, take a look. And you'll be able to kind of just learn a little bit more about why I think it's just, in my opinion, it's the future. The future of kind of what's going on. But there we go. Okay, let's take a look. And all right, this is 6-pick entry on Rebet. Obviously, if you guys don't understand, this tool basically is just searching and scanning all the best available picks out there, like on PrizePicks. One nice thing with PrizePicks, it's a one-click feature that loads up the slip for us automatically. Copy and paste. All we have to do is then come down here. I'm playing this as a flex. Max I can play is $5. If you guys don't believe me, just for the new people out there, I like to keep it, like I say, keep it 100. If I wanted to play $40 on this slip, you're going to find out that I can't do that because there's going to be a little message that pops up right here. Ooh, max daily amount is $25. So that means the maximum that I can play per day is $25 if I want to play more than one slip. So I'll play this for $5. And there we go. Also, guys, shared this 6-pick entry with you yesterday. This is looking pretty good. We're 3 for 3. So we got to just hit the game Sunday. We're waiting on Sunday, baby. But I'll share this slip with you guys here. So if you guys want to copy and paste this, pretty easy. Quan, what's going on? Roy, how can someone in Nigeria use OddsJam and ProfitX? Roy, that's a great question. So OddsJam doesn't support Africa just yet in terms of, showing the books there. And you have to be able to have access, right? Like, so the tough part is where you live, you obviously have to be able to have access to the sports books. So in Africa, I'm not familiar with what books are available to you, but you need to be able to have access to those two certain sports books. So if ProfitX doesn't offer their services to the folks in Africa, then there's not going to be a lot that you can do. VPNs don't work. They used to. They don't work anymore. So that's a very difficult part. But I would say if anyone else lives in Africa that's currently on the stream right now that can maybe provide some help to Roy, let him know. But that, to my understanding and knowledge, obviously, if you can, only the sports books that are available to you where you live. That's why if you live in Australia, you're not going to maybe be able to use certain sports books that I'm using right now because it's going to be location based. 5-pick entry on better, okay? Now, unfortunately with better, these are kind of like the best slips. I can't play against college props, so this is kind of tough for me. But if you want to play this on better, it's a 10% edge. I'm okay with that. Okay, we got a lot going on. I got a lot to talk about. So we're going to jump into DGF first, and we're looking at this, and we're looking at some different plays. See, I would be all over this 3-pick entry. If I could play collegiate props, I would play this all day over a 6-pick slip, right? And so the idea here, guys, is just we're looking to reduce our variance. With a 3-pick entry, you're not going to see craziness. You might still lose, 4 or 5 slips in a row. But with 6-pick entries, you might lose 40 slips in a row, and you might have the best plays. But again, it's a 6-leg parlay, so you can see that type of variance. Whereas, with 3 legs parlays, you're going to have variance. It's just not going to be nearly as extreme. So think of it like being in the ocean. If you guys ever seen the movie The Perfect Storm, Mark Wahlberg, George Clooney, John C. Reilly, underrated in my opinion, John C. Reilly. But you're gonna run into like storms like that playing 6-pick entries. Where if you're rocking 3-pick slips, it's, you might have a storm here or there, but it's not nearly that crazy. So that's why I want to make sure that I haven't really stressed that enough in these streams, and I want to make sure you guys know that. So we're playing some 5- and 6-pick slips. Could still run into some crazy situations with PrizePicks, right? Like I talked about the 6-pick slip that we started off. We hit the first 3 legs, but we're only halfway home, right? It can be very difficult, but we've had a pretty good time. Hit this one. So yeah, but like right here, this can happen where you hit 5 of 6 and you only 2x your money because you're 1 pick away from hitting it big. That happens all the time. So let's take a look at the optimizer. Okay. Let's take a look at some of the other books like Parlay Play. No value on Parlay Play at the moment. How about Dabble? Dabble. Okay. So this is OddsJam's Fantasy Optimizer. Again, guys, this entire stream, OddsJam's the homie. So if you want to try them 1 week for free, make sure that you talk to the fine folks at OddsJam. Use code Billy35. You get 35% off your first month after the 1 week trial ends. But talk to them. Tell them that Billy said you can get platinum 1 week for free. So on your 1 week trial, currently, you're just going to be able to get the gold plan. Make sure you tell them that Billy said, hey, I can get platinum 1 week for free because you're going to be able to live bet. So tonight, Thursday Night Football, you can live bet the Eagles game. We got a couple college football games on Friday, and then obviously this weekend, it's huge. It's the first major weekend of football. Trevor, that's a good question. So Trevor asked, I got a question. I'm kind of new to the optimizer lately. Been using 2 data points, and they seem to be flipping hot streak. Would you trust these? So it's a good question, Trevor. It's kind of just depends on who the data points are. Who are the other players that are being recommended to you? So if we go 2 minimum data points here, And I'm looking at maybe, this play for BC Lions and the Ottawa Red Blacks. BC Lions under 30.5 for Canadian football. And I see the OddsJam's at plus 103. I have more confidence in Pinnacle is at plus 103. I have more confidence in Pinnacle's line compared to DraftKings line, right? So Pinnacle's only 7 cents difference with Flip. I don't have that much confidence that this is actually a 1.5% EV edge play. Here for James Madison for player passing touchdowns, though, you could see that Pinnacle, a lot of other books like FanDuel and Pinnacle, they are at a similar price. We're getting this at plus 165. This looks really good. Like, this would be a play that I would want to specifically go over to rebet. And Flip actually got a cease and desist from the state of Arizona. So my experience with Flip is going to be coming to an end pretty soon. One thing, guys, since we're talking about Flip and we're looking at this Alonzo Barnett play, which I'm definitely going to bet, a couple things. Thursday Night Football, you can literally get free $10. Okay, come on over to the cash. Come on over to NFL. Click into this Eagles game. Come to Boosted right here. Jalen Hurts to throw for 1 yard. That's it. You just got to throw for 1 yard. You get a free $10. I hit this up yesterday. Max wager's $10, right? I already bet it, so they won't let me bet it again, which is fine. But it's out there. And you want to make sure that you got it, right? Here's my pick. We bet it on yesterday morning stream. It's awesome. So if I come over here and I'm looking at Louisville, and I think it's James Madison, JMU. Shout out to my boy Zach back at home. He's a JMU alum. Low key, he's like a third cousin. Love you, Zach. I hope you're having a good day, brother. So we're looking at Barnett, right? Passing touchdowns. This is just a really good price. Now that they moved it now to plus 150, still good in my opinion. I'll throw $50 on this. There we go. Okay, so Barnett at plus 150, still good. It's not quite as good, but I still like it. So I'll just add this here and then just say that we got this at plus 150 odds for $50, because FanDuel and Pinnacle are more aligned on this play. So just depends on who's in the books. This is Prop Builder and Rebet. They're the same odds, so I don't trust this play on Meadroth that much. Even if it looks really good, don't have a ton of confidence. Hopefully that kind of helps out. Just depends. If Pinnacle and FanDuel are showing up at online, showing their odds, I like it. If it's Caesars and MGM, I don't have a lot of confidence in the play. And that's kind of where I'm leading into. I haven't mentioned this in the last week or so, but this is where if you guys want to work with me one-on-one coaching, okay, I offer a free 30-minute discovery call to see if there's a fit for coaching. Then I offer other packages. So if you guys want to book a call, it's going to be linked here in the chat. Set it up. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about where you live, your risk tolerance, the sports books, what you're looking to get into, what type of betting you're looking to get into. And it's like a Disney Fast Pass. You get at the front of the line. I've been doing this for 4 years now, close to $100,000 in profit. I kind of tell you what we should be focused on in betting and just give you the best of the best, what I actually bet, what I'm going after, and just show you what to do. Live betting, pre-game betting. It's going to be a lot of EV focused. And then we can also obviously talk more about arbitrage, live arbitrage as well. So if you want to book a call, there it is. DraftKings, let's see. There's 3 pick entries, guys. Obviously, click the drop down. It's going to give you the best odds. This is all over there. Chi-Town, how often are you using the same props on different slips? Not that often. Not that often at all, Chi-Town. It's a good question. My recommendation is usually the same player on 2 different slips. And I'm going to say that's really it. Every now and then back in the day, I'd go 3 of the player on 3 different slips, that same player. So if you have Patrick Mahomes and you love his over, I'm putting him on 2 different slips max. And that's it. Because I don't want to be connected to 6 different slips with Patrick Mahomes. And then maybe he doesn't have a good game, or he gets an injury, in the third quarter, and you took his over, and now that's cooked. So not really what I'm looking to do, just looking to put him on 1 slip, maybe 2. But obviously we can dive a little bit deeper into that if you want to know specifics. With the discovery call, that's kind of what it's all about. So, all right, let's kind of pause for one before we jump into the EV plays. By the way, I don't know if anyone tailed the Vladimir Guerrero Jr. play yesterday, but he went deep. We talked about Bull Rush. Competitions are up and live, guys, right here. Billy Collins, Week 1 NFL. Let me zoom in a bit more. I'm very excited about Bull Rush and what they have going on, and I've partnered up with them. Guys, if you want to register, it is a free entry to my Week 1 NFL, right? Free entry. We're taking, we have 12 contestants right now. Prize pool's $100. Free entry, okay? I'm going to register. So Week 1 NFL, right? That's all we got to do. Paying out $50 to first, $25 to second, $25 to third. So it's a free entry, and competition starts when we kick the ball off for Thursday Night Football, right? So I can join the competition. I'm going to join because it's my competition. You join right here over at Bull Rush, and it's going to be a really good time. Really looking forward to it. So I'm up and registered, right, for my own my own competition. But I would definitely mention to you guys, check them out. It's a really good time. I'm very excited. Very excited to see kind of what's going on. And let me send this over to you guys right now. Copy this link. And there it is. So there's the link if you guys want to register. I am rocking a free Week 1. And then we're going to be rocking Week 2. You can see is upcoming. Entry fee is going to be $5. And then Week 3 for college football is going to be $5 as well. But get in on this Week 1 NFL. It's a free entry, right? First place takes home $50. Second and third, $25. A lot of fun over at Bull Rush. Sign up. I'm really pumped about it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be making picks, and you're going to get your set of chips. You're going to be able to then put your chips down on different plays, whether it's player props, spreads, money lines, whatever you want to pick on the NFL board, you can do so. So I'm really excited about that. Let's see. Ronnie asked, Billy, how do I get anytime touchdowns come up on OJ? So yeah, Ronnie, here's the thing. Good question, because I was looking at this last night, and I was having a hard time finding it. And that's because Pinnacle hasn't set a lot of odds for anytime scores. So for the first question from Frank, you just open the play up, Frank. You have to do this on desktop. Doesn't work on mobile. You want to look at the Cowboys under 9.5 team total first half points. You can click just into any. You can click into Pinnacle, and then you can add your books. You want to add certain books. You want to see MGM's odds. You click MGM, click apply. Okay, and you're going to be able to see the line movement here. Okay, I can zoom in on the desktop to get the line chart movement. This is for Platinum, right? Platinum, you're going to be able to see this. You're going to be able to see the FanDuel's pretty flat. DraftKings has been up and down kind of. Pinnacle, BetOnline, these are going to be all the different books. You don't want to see maybe BetOnline's odds. Just click the X. They were removed. Now you can see that, MGM's really moving in a certain direction. So if you want to see certain directions, you can click into any one of these books, and it's going to pull up that book that you clicked into. So I clicked on ESPN Bet. It pulls up ESPN Bet's odds right here. But you have to use this on the computer. So there's the answer to the first question. So if we're looking for anytime touchdown scores, right? Let's say I really think I love using Pinnacle. Pinnacle for me is goated in terms of going after anytime touchdown scores. So I would just type in touchdown. Player touchdowns. You could also see down here, it could be anytime touchdown scores, right? And I have the custom date range, guys. I have this set out to, we could set this out from Thursday to Sunday, okay? DVIG settings, Pinnacle, worst case. League is the NFL. Looks like we got 24 results. So they're showing Nick Chubb. Yeah, Pinnacle's odds are showing up. So we want to hit up Nick Chubb, right? This is a smash. I'm going over to Onyx because I'm not limited on Onyx, at least not yet. And we're going over to Onyx to play this. So shout out to Onyx. Let's hope this is still out there. Nick Chubb, Texans, Rams. We know that Joe Mixon is banged up. And I got about $173. I'm putting it all on Nick Chubb. So plus 195 odds. One of my best props last year betting for the NFL was anytime touchdown scores. So you can see player touchdowns is what you're going to want to set this up as. All right. I just don't tell you guys to bet these. I actually put my money where my mouth is, and I bet them myself. Where's the Texans game? Texans-Rams. Anytime touchdown scores. Nick Chubb. Not enough balance. My bad. We're going to bet this for 170. Maximum stakes, 169.49. Whatever, dude. I don't care. There we go. Nick Chubb. Really like that. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Amount of money on Onyx. Got to make a deposit. So 169.49. Again, if you guys find any insights in the stream, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We're looking to hit 7,500 subscribers. When we hit 7,500 subs, we're giving away $75 to 7 people. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. We're giving it away. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so Pinnacle just set their odds at plus 142. Okay, and DraftKings or FanDuel's at plus 170, but we're getting this at plus 195, right? So a $10 wager over on Fanatics pays out $16. Well, look at that. Onyx just moved. They just moved their odds. So a $10 wager on Fanatics pays out $16, where a $10 wager on DraftKings pays out $19.50, right? Now it's only going to pay out $18.30. So we just got a really good price over at Onyx. And I don't know, maybe they have some kind of algorithm on me. They think I'm a sharp sports bettor. Maybe not. That was a good price. If you can get it over at DraftKings, bet it over at DraftKings for sure. Also, on DraftKings, they're giving out a really good Saquon discount. So Saquon, they got a good discount on Saquon. Anytime TD score on DraftKings, guys, max bet's $20. It's a really good play. You can get him at plus 100 odds, even odds. And I think he's around minus 180, minus 190. Take advantage on DraftKings anytime TD tonight for Saquon. It's a really good play. It's a very EV play. James Cook, okay? So, yeah, we're kind of jumping in anytime touchdown scores, and that's fine, okay? You can see that FanDuel and Pinnacle are kind of aligned here. When we open this up, I don't need all these books, so we can kind of remove Desert Diamond. Okay, what you're going to see is when we zoom in, Pinnacle just set their odds, okay, about an hour ago. They set their odds for this, okay? So I was looking last night, didn't see it, but you can see like the Canby sports books are at plus 104, and I don't mind this play at all. Now, there isn't a ton of movement, right? When we look at this board, all the books are kind of in between each other. So it's a little different, but in terms of like there isn't like one, Pinnacle hasn't moved in a certain direction, but I trust their initial odds of minus 123. So I'm going to go over to, I don't know if I have any money left in Desert Diamond, but I might. Let's see. I can't remember because we had a good time. I made some bets already for the NFL. What you guys are going to notice now that football is back, what you're going to notice is that during the week, there's a lot of great bets. There's I'm going to be streaming at 11 a.m. Eastern on Sunday and Saturday. And there's going to be some bets that we're going to place then. But there's so many awesome bets during the week that you don't want to wait until 30 minutes before kickoff on Sunday to place your bets. So over here for the NFL, because I already spent some of this Vlad money, we're looking at James Cook to score a touchdown in this Bills game. Right, we're taking the running back. Ravens could be a Super Bowl favorite for a lot of people. Touchdown scores, and we're just going to look to grab this anytime for James Cook. So make sure I'm in the far right-hand corner. And where you at, bro? Did they remove him? Oh, that's for the Ravens. My bad. James Cook right here. And OddsJam's telling me to bet like $290. I only have $127, so we're just going to go 125. There we go. James Cook, anytime touchdown score. And now I got to make a deposit on Desert Diamond because I'm out of money. Fun. But we're in for 125. So there we go. James Cook, and we're going with Nick Chubb. So we're going with some of the running backs. Cortland Sutton, okay? I don't know what the max wager size currently is on Pinnacle. So the problem is there's like $1,400 on him to not score a touchdown. It looks really good to Pinnacle's odds. So I wouldn't mind taking a sprinkle on this. I mean, the dude caught a ton of touchdowns last year. But again, I wouldn't mind going after that under if you wanted to. Again, if you guys use DFS, you can see that Kamara might be a good play to put up on your better slip because we're getting this at minus 121 odds on a 5-man entry. It's minus 156 on Pinnacle. Rick, what's going on? What's going on? So we got a lot of stuff cooking. Now, if you don't want to go after Dalton Kincaid, right, a plus 350 odds, that's totally fine, right? We can kind of come over here. We can go to the minimum maximum odds range. So I can go minimum minus 200. And if I just want to take this to plus 200, right, this is all where I just want it to stay, then that's fine. But you're going to want to make sure, guys, you click player touchdowns. That's what's going to showcase everything for you. Monty over at Fanatics. I do like this. This looks pretty good. And I'm limited on Fanatics. But let's throw on Monty. So I'm going to log into my Fanatics account right here, guys. You can see the logo. So looks like I got to update the app. That's fine. But we can hit this up over here. Now, I don't know, they might not let me wager a lot of money. But this is a pretty good price for Monty to score a touchdown against the Packers. Even though it's just over 1% edge, I just really I'm bullish on this market, so I'm going to go after this. So let's look at this Packer game. There he is. He's at plus 160. I'm going to try to bet $50. $40 is the max wager for me right now, guys, and I'm limited on this Fanatics account, but I'm still able to get $40, which is right around what I'm supposed to be betting anyways. So I'm happy about that. We get Monty in. So we're going after some running backs, right? So the idea here is if you go up to plus 200, you're most likely not going to be getting, the third wide, you're not going to be getting the third wide receiver on teams. You're going to be getting the running backs. You're going to be getting the wide receivers, the better players in the league, right? Obviously, you could bet some unders here. This Saquon play on ESPN Bet looks pretty goated. Looks really good. Minus 160 on Circa, minus 176. Again, a quick way if you guys want to know like what the fair odds are between, if you don't know what Circa is, you could open up a calculator, or you could just come up here to the top. You could click Show No Vig Odds, and then just come down to Saquon. And you can see that it's minus 148. So anything that's below minus 148 on Circa is EV. Under 152, minus 152 on Pinnacle's EV. We're getting this at minus 145 on ESPN Bet. So this Saquon play is very good. I like the Saquon play. Obviously, I'm already in on him once, but I would definitely go ahead and bet that if you can get this over at ESPN. Okay, Josh Allen would be the other one. Josh Allen, anytime touchdown. Don't mind this. This is Hard Rock or ESPN. Anything below minus 102 is a really good play. If you have some kind of boost guys on a FanDuel or MGM, I would definitely hit that up. Okay. Let's take a look at some pitcher strikeouts for sure. And let's see what we got going on. Things are on and popping, guys. You can see with the NFL back, more profitable betting opportunities. We're going to look at some college football games as well. But let's look at some player home runs first and foremost. So let's go 100 to 600. Vlad was a nice hit yesterday. Hopefully you guys were able to tail that one. We're going to look at additive here. We're going to click off of this, go into baseball. Not many baseball games are on the slate today. That's pretty typical for baseball in terms of Thursdays. We normally don't see much activity on Thursdays. But we're going to click on player home runs. And that's pretty much it. And we see that Pinnacle's not showing anything, right? We're devigging the Pinnacle. They're not showing anything. So Pinnacle, in this case, might not have set their odds yet, which is totally okay. So what you could do is come over to OddsJam, show results, okay? And then what you're going to be able to see is we're going to come over to Ballpark Pal. And at Ballpark Pal, we're going to look at the weather conditions, right? There's only 6 games today. So 6 games today. And there's really, the Rays game against the Guardians and then the Brewers-Phillies game would be the 2 that I'm most interested in. Pirates-Dodgers, neutral conditions. So I'm not against it if you want to bet it. But like Target Field, White Sox-Twins, not really. Same with Houston. Houston's pretty neutral because we know that most likely the roof is going to be closed in Houston because it's going to be really hot. So it's kind of neutral hitting conditions in Houston, right? So I'm really just trying to avoid the Target Field play. And as you can see here, Churio is being popped up that we should bet this either at Bovada or at BetMGM. This is at plus 600 odds. This is really good. Really, really good. If anything that's really above plus 546 odds is what we want to go after. So RIP to Thrills. They got a cease and desist order in Arizona. So a lot of the sweepstakes books are saying adios. If If you could bet this over thrills, not as good over as compared to BetMGM, but I don't mind that, right? Outside of thrills, nowhere else that I looked to bet this. BetMGM looks like maybe Bovada changed their odds because that's where I was going to go bet it. And Bovada just changed their odds. So I'm not going to bet this now. I could bet it over on MGM for maybe like $2. Can't bet much on this play. But that's what we're looking for. So Christopher Morel, the best hitting conditions in the entire baseball slate are in Tampa. That's where we targeted Vlad Guerrero and Bichette yesterday. And so plus 480. I could bet this at Desert Diamond at plus 440, which is slightly above the no vig fair odds. So I'm not going to do that because it's not close enough. But Bally Bet and Bet Parks, guys, if you have accounts there, I would definitely bet Christopher Morel to go deep today. But this is kind of how I like to use the tool. Trey Turner. Don't mind this, plus 600. Again, I could get this over at Bovada, which I might do. I can't showcase to you guys the actual... can't showcase me placing the wager over at Bovada just because kind of tough to do because I'm getting a lot of warnings on YouTube about placing bets on global offshore books, which it is what it is. So we'll look at this Phillies Brewers game. Now this game's at 1:10 my time. So 4 o'clock game. And you're just going to drop down to player props and it's going to show you the player to hit a home run. And so for Trey Turner, this is going to be just a $70 bet. And I'm just going to put this down as $50 right now. Okay. And so I'm going to take this over at Bovada for 50. Not limited on Bovada just yet. So there we go. Okay. There's Trey Turner. Let's see what else we got. Schwarber to go deep. Onyx, DraftKings. It's okay. The price is fine. Remember, guys, typically, I don't know what Pinnacle's going to have their odds at. So some of these plays, like Schwarber's obviously a lock. If you guys want to grab that, okay, fine by me. That's pretty much it, though. I'm not going to really dive below 5% on these plays. I'm going to kind of keep it up here. Schneeman, good play over at MGM. You could see that MGM offers some good value when it comes to betting home run props. John, a couple questions. What's your experience been with Sportzino and Thrills? Both have been fine. Both paid me out. Thrills, not that much value on Thrills. Live betting, there's a little bit more value on Thrills. Sportzino, probably, I don't know. I'd either rank the easiest sports book to beat would either be Fanatics, Bet365, or Sportzino. Pretty rigorous in terms of with Sportzino. You have to make sure that your ID for withdrawals, you got to make sure your ID, your bank statement, your utility bill all show the same address. Your bank statement has to show its account number in full. If it doesn't, they won't pay you. So like I had a PNC Bank, they wouldn't share that because PNC redacted some of the account number just to show the last 4 numbers, and Sportzino wouldn't take it. But really easy book that you could beat. Honestly, I'd save them for live betting because they're just so easy to beat. So that's been my experience. There you go. Chi-Town says live bet Thrills. I've heard some good things about live betting on Thrills for sure. Appreciate that, John. Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, John, I think you'll enjoy Cancun. I was on the north side. I was in Sonora, Obregon. I'll wear the team's cap. I bought the Obregon Yaquis. They're the professional team in Mexico. They play in the Mexican Professional League in baseball. I got their cap. It's a sick cap, fitted, new era. So I'm really excited about rocking that in a stream down the road. How do we determine our unit sizing when picking pre-live EV bets on the arbitrage tool? Pre-live EV bets. So I mean, if you're looking for, for pre, you can take the time to kind of do the EV calculations. Let's take a look at some pitcher strikeouts. You can do those calculations in terms of de-vigging to figuring out what the EV edge is. You can figure that out by just taking Pinnacle's odds, de-vigging, finding the fair, taking the fair, grabbing over there. We can go through an example down the road if you guys want to see what I'm talking about. If you guys want to see me actually like devig EV play on the arbitrage tool, just type example in the chat. And if we get 5 people that type example, then I'll do an example. So let's go with one, but that's all you'd have to do. Grab the fare, throw it into an EV calculator, and you can kind of determine how much you should wager on it. For live betting, you really just want to go flat bets when it comes to that. I do actually have, guys, an announcement that we're going to share just here in a few minutes. I'm really excited about. But we're going to showcase to it. But let's look at first FanDuel pitcher strikeouts worst case. Baseball's cool, and let's go here. But that's all we would need to really do. And again, if you guys find yourself having a lot of questions, that's where I shared it in the chat earlier. Book a free 30-minute discovery call with me for coaching. I offer a lot of different strategies working one-on-one with me if you want to gain access to me. The first 30 minutes is just a free call. I find out where you're at. I find out I provide you a few tips, and then we see if there's a package that we can get you signed up for with coaching that could be right for you. You're going to get audio recorded videos. The video is going to be recorded. You're going to have transcribed notes from me. I'm going to give you some homework to do, kind of like actual school. And then, depending on the package that you accept, we'll be talking then later down the road. But if you want to work with me one-on-one this fall to kind of really level your game up with EV, that's where we kind of start with the free 30-minute call first. Obviously, working one-on-one with me is not free. I offer some different packages, though. Let's take a look at some player strikeouts. So for live betting, pregame betting, that's kind of where it's all at. So a lot of no vig plays. Paul Skeens Day today against the Pirates. Hey, guys, by the way, I know that I don't really care too much about baseball and the Pirates right now, but we're about to sweep the Dodgers. Just wanted to make sure if any Dodger fans are out there that are listening, the Dodgers suck. Pirates own them when they come to Pittsburgh. Own them. Paul Skeens is about to get us a 3-game sweep of the Dodgers. Oh, it's happening. It is happening. Dodgers got $1 billion payroll, can't even beat the Pittsburgh Pirates in Pittsburgh. It's hilarious. What a joke of an organization the Dodgers are. Absolute joke. Can't even beat a team that has under $100 million payroll. Unreal. So if we're looking at Paul Skeens, okay, one of my favorite things to do is... Orty, don't worry, Orty. You're still going to make the playoffs. You're still going to make the playoffs, brother. Trust me. You guys will be just fine even if you lose today's game. But I just got to get my digs in while I can. So we're looking at teamrankings.com. It's a free website. It's absolutely free. I'll say it once more. It's free. It's a great website that I like to use. This is the actual strikeouts per game. So we're looking at teams that strike out. And you can see that the Dodgers are pretty much 17th in the majors. Now, on the road, the Dodgers are actually top 5 in striking out the most in Major League Baseball. Skeens, you don't have to worry about his pitch count at this time of the season. Now, they are trying to preserve him probably to try to win the Cy Young. But, under 6.5, we're looking at Bookmaker. We're looking at Circa. We're looking at FanDuel. Bookmaker and Circa all have this at minus 110 on the under. FanDuel's at minus 125. So when we click into here, this is where betting on player props is really next level. Because you can start to take a look at, if I want to add Circa in here as well, and I want to see Circa. This is where you can see Circa just set their odds, minutes ago. Bookmaker hasn't moved much, and FanDuel's moved a little bit. You can see that FanDuel moved from minus 120 to minus 125. Okay, so there's not a lot of movement here. So normally when I'm betting pitcher strikeouts, I like to see a sharp book move from here to here. Okay, I like to see some type of movement from the sharp book. So the Dodgers strike out the 5th most on the road, and we're being recommended to bet the under, and arguably against one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. So not my cup of tea that I want to go after. Christian Javier against the Yankees. Now the Yankees, same deal. The Yankees are on the road. The Yankees strike out the 4th most in Major League Baseball. And we're being recommended to bet the under. And you can see that Circa and Bookmaker are a little bit more aligned on their price compared to FanDuel. Now, I like FanDuel number 1, Bookmaker 2, Circa 3 as my sharps. But, I also put a stock into a sharp book that moves. So like seeing Bookmaker here, this is what I would talk about like a sharp movement. Even though this is an old movement, you could see that they were at plus 131, and then they dropped down to plus 120. Right now, this was a while ago, so I don't put as much stock into this movement, but there is something to be said there. That's what we're looking for, but we're looking for that type of movement from bookmaker within like the last 60 minutes. That's what we're really looking for. And it doesn't matter if we're betting baseball, NBA, NHL, MLB, NFL. It's all the same. If you see a sharp book move, that's a really good indicator. Okay, so there we go. So I'm not really in on this Javier play at all. All right, so let me kind of pause for a minute. Ordy, I'd highly recommend going to PNC, bro. Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ballpark. The team isn't, but the ballpark is. So wanted to make sure that I mention this out there as well, because I'm really excited about this. A lot of things to be excited about, guys, that football is back. Is that, if you guys have ever heard of the Arb Father or the Arbologist, the Arbologist has popped on a handful of times over here. Really excited to announce that their Edge Zone Discord is live. Their Edge Zone Matrix. And I'm going to drop a few plays for you guys right here, okay, with their Edge Zone Matrix, right? They kind of went through, they added a lot of NFL props, okay? So some of their best props, these are some of their best props over here on the Edge Zone Edge Matrix, right? They love Travion Henderson. The idea behind the Edge Matrix is that you're going to be able to find these bets and place these bets into some books that are pretty sharp, because this isn't as much of a top-down strategy. The Edge Zone has originators that use a bottom-up approach that create their own lines, which says, the model says, yo, for Travion Henderson, the fair value is minus 211. So they're very bullish on Travion Henderson getting 10 carries or more in the Patriots-Raiders game. And so they're saying, yo, the best price is bet online, but bet this wherever you can. Because as long as you're getting a price under minus 211 on Travion Henderson, this is a really good play. So this is a little different than top down. Okay, so Travion Henderson they like, Spencer Rattler over on his passing yards. They like Henderson under on his catches, Ramondre under on his rushing attempts, Justin Fields over on his passing completions. These are some of their best plays. But here's the real cool part with Edge Zone, okay? The real cool part with Edge Zone, and they got a lot of stuff going on here, guys, right? Game zones, they got a lot going on. This is where it's really awesome. First half under Eagles, Cowboys, under 24. They're telling you to bet this over at ProfitX. Here's why, okay? They're saying this is a 3.3% edge. When you open up this chart, what you're seeing right here, and I'm going to minimize myself to make myself real small. What you're seeing here is that this is Pinnacle's line is in the orange. They're taking a $5,000 limit, right? And once you see that they were down here, then Pinnacle went from minus 121 up to minus 119. Okay, this could be a really solid play to take over on ProfitX. So if I can find a really good indicator, a really good example, here it is. Okay, here's a great example. Cowboys plus 3.5. This is over on Hard Rock. Okay, Cowboys plus 3.5. Is this first half? Sorry. This is first half spread. Cowboys plus 3.5. You can see that Pinnacle is at plus 109, but Pinnacle was only taking $10,000 down here at the bottom. Once Pinnacle upped their limit to $20,000, all of a sudden the play went from plus 109 down to plus 105. So once Pinnacle increased the limit, meaning the amount of money that you can wager over at Pinnacle, this play over at Pinnacle went from plus 109 to plus 105, meaning that the sharp sports bettors were waiting for Pinnacle to increase their bet limits so that they could bet more. And once they could bet more, they bet the Cowboys at plus 3.5. This is what you're going to get over at the Edge Zone. So I want to show, and specifically with the Matrix, guys, it's really, really awesome. So if you guys want to check it out, it's going to be down here. Use the link down here. Check it out. I think it's really, really cool. This is Game Zone. But again, if you just want the plays that are going to be just fed to you, Edge Zone Matrix. And then they also have a little spicier version here for ladders. So if you want to start to bet some ladders, this is where you can bet ladders, right? Travion, we talked about under 3.5 catches. Hey, take them under 2.5 as well, right? You're going to bet RJ Harvey over 34.5 rushing yards. Bet over 39.5 as well. So a couple of different, and these aren't all that spicy, right? They're not like we're betting plus 300s here. But this is the Edge Zone Matrix where you're going to be able to get these plays, not just for the NFL props that were just added, but then also it's going to be for MLB as well. They got MLB. They got a lot going on here. Also, if you just want to get plays from the Arb Father, right? You want to get plays from the arbologist. They got some different guys. You know, they talked a lot about Salt and how he's a big WNBA guy. Salt covers. He's telling us right here to take Golden State at -9.5. This was yesterday in the afternoon. Take them at -9. Obviously, you can't get them at -9. They're at like -10.5, -11 right now. So Edge Zone, guys, check it out. I'm very bullish on that Discord. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a really good time. Let's get back over and let's take a look at some college football, NFL mainline marketplace. Okay, so we're going to come over here to football, NFL, college football. Again, if you guys are finding any insights in the stream, subscribe to the channel. Like the video, send it to your friends. You know, if you have friends that know, if you know your friends suck at gambling and they're tired of losing, or you know that their wives might not let them gamble anymore because they're just not very good at gambling, then send them over our way, right? Help them out. Throw them a bone. Send them over to the Billy C streams. Send them over to the content to the channel. Help them out a little bit. It's probably one of the better gifts that you can give. So for mainline markets, we're just going to look at main markets right here, okay? And then custom date range, we already have Saturday selected through Sunday, right? That's the cool thing with OddsJam. Custom date range, again, use code Billy35. Tell the team that you want Platinum 1 week for free because this is Platinum right now. This is a really, really, really cool thing. And that's pretty much it. We'll leave this at +150. All right, so there's going to be some certain sports books that I might not have accounts with or I do have accounts with, right? We're going to look at some different things. Okay, Army, Kansas State, Iowa. Like, here's a great example. Iowa +2.5. I'm not very excited about betting +2.5 because it's a key number, right? So you're getting a good price compared to Pinnacle, but I'd rather bet this at +3 because if they lose by a field goal, then I don't feel so bad, right? 3 is the most important number in football. +2.5, no thanks, no thanks. I don't want to mess around with that. Irish says Edge Zone is awesome. I'm in for a month, and so far it's fantastic. Good to hear that, brother. Good to hear. Glad to hear it's been working well for you. They're just doing stuff over there that other people don't. That's what I'm saying, right? It's definitely what I'm saying. Okay. So, who are we devigging to? This would be kind of important to take a look at. Yeah, we want to devig to Pinnacle. So we want to make sure we're devigging to Pinnacle. Apologies about that. Okay, so we're looking at some different overs and unders. So under 64.5, I like this. -142, you can get it -115 on Hard Rock. Sometimes, guys, you don't need to overthink it. It's pretty simple. If you got Hard Rock in Florida or Ohio or in Arizona, this is a smash. This is a smash all day long. This is over 20 cents of difference between what you're getting at Hard Rock compared to Pinnacle. Pinnacle's taking $1,500 on this play. I like the under. The over on Western Kentucky Toledo. Obviously, if you want to rock some different parlays, if you want to play these as straights, that's the most conservative approach. Bet this one at Hard Rock. Bet this one at Hard Rock. You want to, though, have some fun and put a 2-leg parlay together? I bet these two plays together. Houston at -12.5 is a very key number. They win by 13 or 14. That's really good. So I like this at -12.5, right? They're playing Rice. They are on the road. Pinnacle's taking a max $3,000 wager. This is 24 cents off the Pinnacle. All day long. You're going to see a lot of Hard Rock plays, right? So I'm just going to remove you. I could tell you guys that you're going to see a lot of purple here. Hard Rock's a good time. You're going to have a great time betting college football over at Hard Rock and maybe even Bally Bet. Bowling Green and Cincinnati over 44.5. So if I type in Cincinnati and Bowling Green, you're going to see that. I'm just going to minimize myself just a little bit. You can see I typed in Sin up here, and you're just going to see a lot of plays. So if I'm looking at this total points play, and I'm looking at 45, 44.5, 45.5, which one do I want to go after the most? I want to go after the play that's the easiest over to hit. And the easiest over to hit is the over 44.5. That's the easiest one, okay? I'm not going after the over 46 or the over 46.5. Even though over 45 seems nice, I'd rather bet the over 44.5 and get the winner. So that's how I like to look at this. Go after the easiest play and then go move on from there. So if we open up this play, Pinnacle's taking $1,500 and this is 25 cents off. So this is massively off to everybody else. If you want to open up the event page, if you want to take a look at where they're at with total points, you could see that Circa and BetOnline's at 46.5, bookmakers at 47. So getting this play at 45.5 is, an extra point, if not 1.5 better compared to some other sharp books. We're paying a little bit extra, maybe a little bit of extra juice, but I still really like that play. Okay. Naturally getting Cincinnati at minus 20.5. 21's a pretty important number, right, for football. So I would bet this all day long over there. Little things, though, that you want to look for, guys. So what else that we can get? The under 47 Fanatics, Akron, Nebraska. Yeah, this is all right. It's not bad. 47, okay, I can get down with that. Again, you can see that BetOnline and Pinnacle have a little bit more confidence because two sharp books have the same price. They're 1 cent off of each other. I like this play on Fanatics. I'd bet this play all day long. I'm going to try to bet it right now, and hopefully we can get it. So we're looking at what? Akron and Nebraska. And the main line's 47.5. I'm just going to shave a point off. So total points, and let's go the under 47 at plus 105. Can I bet $100? I can bet $19.05. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. Still get this in for about $19. Bingo. By the way, guys, if there's one sport that you want to live bet on your limited accounts, it's the NFL. You're going to find the largest limits on your limited sports books for the NFL. Last year, I was still able to bet $100 on Fanatics, live betting NFL. And you can bet this multiple times. You can bet the line differently, too. You want to take the under 46 in the Dolphins game and then bet the under 45.5. You can bet that again. So your Fanatics accounts for live betting NFL for tonight's game, trust me, very worth it to have some money in there. MGM, Fanatics, two books you're going to have a great time with live betting NFL. Even if you're limited, trust me, your limits are going to be increased live betting NFL over there. You're going to want to use those accounts. Get some money in there today. Trust me on that one. How do I track offshores, Ordy? I put them in the OddsJam bet tracker. So all my plays are set up are in the OddsJam bet tracker. So, I've been manually using the bet tracker for 4 years, and that's where kind of, I've just kind of become a creature of habit when it comes to those. So I would definitely do that. If we're looking at NFL plays, okay, by the way, no way. I don't really bet. When the Steelers play, I don't bet the Steeler game. Just so you guys know, I don't bet Steelers games. So I just like to watch this. It's the one game I don't bet. I'm just going to watch the game and enjoy the game, and I'm not going to have any bets on this game whatsoever. So if you want to be a loser and bet the Jets, it's probably not going to win. I would take the plus 4.5 because the Steelers are going to kick a game-winning field goal from Boswell, and they're going to win. That's normally how it's going to go. But you couldn't pay me right now to bet the Jets because I'm not betting them. So, and I don't care if it's EV. That's the one team I just won't bet on. Not doing it this year. I've done it before in the past. I don't like it. I'm not doing it. Dolphins -3. -3 is a pretty key number here. My bet openly survivor pool, I took the Dolphins over the Colts. I like it. Check it out. Bet openly, by the way, guys, they're running daily and weekly survivor pools. I think it's a really cool concept. So check out bet openly. But -3, you can see that Pinnacle's taking $30,000. If you can't see this, let me zoom in for you. Pinnacle's taking, well, they're not showing it here, so that stinks. They're taking 30 grand on the Dolphins at -3. So to get 16 cents off over at Hard Rock, this is an awesome, awesome play. Okay? That's huge to get this. So, yeah, I have some confidence in Pinnacle. So remember, if Pinnacle's taken, if you see them show on No Vig, and you see that No Vig has what? No Vig's taken $21 on this Jets play. I don't like the plus 2.5, to be honest with you. If you're going to take the Jets and the points, I'd rather have them at plus 4.5 or plus 3. But again, money line plays. Pinnacle's taken 10 grand on the Jets. No Vig only has $11. That's a smash play. But if you see like someone's offering 3 grand on the Jets money line, Pinnacle's taking 10 grand, I would bet that over on No Vig. Though that's not a recommendation. Cowboys and the Eagles, the over 47.5, right? Pinnacle's taking $20,000 on this play. You can get this for $157 on No Vig. If I had No Vig, I would definitely bet that. I would bet this over 47.5. Okay. Lions on the money line. I mean, don't tempt me with a good time. 10 cents off. This is what you're most likely going to see, right, guys? You're going to see a lot of great NFL mainline plays live in that 1% to 2% range. Pinnacle and Bookmaker are aligned on the Lions money line play, and it's even better on Circa and Bookmaker. I really want to bet this over on DraftKings or Golden Nugget. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Golden Nugget, and I'm going to bet it all. Going to bet it all. Where's it at? Hopefully we can still get this over here. GM, yeah, I'm not sure if you've had a chance to check out some of the live streams, but we're always looking to take the play that has plus EV. We're always looking to take the play that has plus EV. That's always the strategy. All right, where's the Lions game at? Okay. So, again, put my money where my mouth is. Now, here's the thing that I will say. OddsJam's going to tell me, like, this only has a 1.78% edge. But here's what OddsJam doesn't calculate. This is where the human element, this is where working with me and coaching, this is where kind of like we kind of take things up a notch. So just to kind of give you guys a little morsel here, okay, for those that haven't signed up with coaching yet that they're looking to, you're looking at this Lions money line play, and it's like 1.78% edge, and you're like, okay, big whoop. But what you don't understand, and what OddsJam doesn't calculate, is that this is the NFL money line. There is massive popularity on this play. Pinnacle's taking 10 grand. And I bet you some of these other books might be taking the same amount, if not more. The fact that you can wager so much money on an NFL money line play and that we're getting such an edge, to me, this is well beyond 1.78% of an edge. I would be willing to 2, if not 3x my bet size, the recommended bet size on this play, because it's an NFL money line play. It's the most popular sport in America. When you can find an edge on a main line, this is where I'm going. I'm not taking the recommended bet size, right? I'm betting my entire bank account on this play. I got $180 in this account. I got to log in. I just thought I logged in. Let's log in again then. Because I'm almost positive that I'm logged in. But this is where, if you're on DraftKings, hit this up on DraftKings. Golden Nuggets available out here in Arizona. So you can see I got $181. And because I don't use the Golden Nugget account all that much. You can do this on, maybe you can't do it on Onyx because it doesn't look like it's there. Place to bet. You must be logged in to place to bet. Golden Nugget, I will say this, can be a little tough. What's going on, Goldo? Yes, Goldo. Been in Arizona since the end of April. Move went smooth. Went really smooth. GM, yeah, I mean, that's going to be you understanding. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working for me on Golden Nugget right now. It's telling me I got to log in to place the bet, and I'm already logged in. That's just you understanding, if you are limited on a sports book, yeah, you're going to want to put the bet on the limited side first. Normally, you're going to want to bet, you're going to want to get the EV side. But, you're going to have to place the bet on the limited account first to figure out then, what you can. If you bet enough, you'll start to learn on the limited accounts based on the odds that you're betting on, like what you can bet, right? So if you start to do this more and more with the arbing, you'll get an idea that, a plus 115 odds on Fanatics, I can get X amount of dollars down. Oh, it's plus 150, I can get this much amount down. Oh, it's minus 130, I can get this much down. But yeah, you're going to want to place the bet on the limited side first and then figure out what to bet on the other side. That's just understanding your sports books, who's limited, who's not. But yeah, you don't want to go and place the bet first on FanDuel and then find out, that you can only bet X amount on Fanatics. So the books that are going to limit you the fastest, the Fanatics, the maybe a Bet Rivers, a Bet MGM, that's where you're going to want to first go over to and place those bets to find out how much you can actually get down. A little pissed I can't get this right now over on the Lions money line on Golden Nugget. Stay hot, Golden Nugget. Not a very good site, guys, to be honest. Not the best. Not the best. Okay, Chiefs -3 at 4CX. This is an exchange. It's available to me. You can see that Pinnacle has this at -112. And all my other sharp sports books agree. Bookmaker minus 112, Circa minus 115, Bet Online minus 113. Pinnacle's taking $50K on this play. Now, there's $900 available on 4CX for me to bet this. I'm still in on this. This is a key number at -3, right? Like, I'd rather get it at -2.5. But again, I'm totally okay with betting this over at 4CX. This is an exchange, guys, that, even though No Vig and ProfitX got kicked out of Arizona, I can still bet this. Unfortunately, I only have $26, so I'm going to make a quick deposit. So we're going to come back from a quick commercial break to make a quick deposit. This is the time of year, guys, you want to make sure you know how much funds you have in your account because you don't want to run out of money. But I do like this play. Chiefs at -3. We'll give it a go. And, okay, yeah, we're okay. We're cool. All right, let's grab this. And we're going to grab this for $250. And so we're going to make a quick little deposit. And, of course, I got to link my bank account, which is a pain in the butt because it's been a minute. But this is a play that I really be on. Let's take a look at some other plays. So, like Cowboys at +6.5, I don't want them at +6.5. Okay, this is where OddsJam software doesn't take into account, even though it's only $10, they don't take into account how important of a number this is. And you guys can see right now that like Pinnacle's taking $100,000 on this. So this is like insane. It's so insane how much they're taking on this. They're taking $100,000. Welcome to betting on the NFL, guys. You can find a sharp play with an edge when Pinnacle's taking $100,000. I'm in. I'm in all day. So, these are things, though, that taking them at +6.5, not nearly as good as taking them at +7. So, little things that we can kind of look for. Let's do a quick refresh to see what else we got going on. We're going to finish this up with some DFS here in just a minute, guys. So for any of my DFS folks, we're going to head over here. I'm just going to make sure I hit this Chiefs -3 on 4CX, and I can add this in. But in between there, let's kind of give a quick refresh. Let's generate. What do we got? 6-pick, 3-pick, as I talked about earlier, guys. I would love to play the 3-pick first. That would be what I'm really looking to do. And, all right, looks like we're in. But if you guys want to play this 6-pick entry, so I'll pause here for a minute. If you guys want to play this entry, this 3-pick entry, check it out. And then here's the 6-pick entry. There we go. Five-pick slip. Ooh, these are all NFL plays. Okay, we're going to play this 5-pick slip on Better for a small amount. Let me pull this off to the side here, and let's get it going. Better, 5-pick entry. What do we got? All NFL plays. And then I'll be able to share this with you guys, whoever wants to go in on it. Let's see. We're looking for CD over 6 catches. Okay, all right. I don't mind it. Love to hear your predictions for tonight's game, guys. Who you got? Who you got on the spread? We know that the Eagles are heavily favored. Ooh, OddsJam sign ooh, that's not a good thing. OddsJam sign just said, yo, man, it's over. Let's look at Nolan. Where's Nolan Smith? Nolan Smith over 2.5 tackles and assists. Okay. And then we're looking for Cooper Cup of Coffee, over 3.5 catches. So we got a lot of mores going on here. We're looking at Derwin James, over 5.5 tackles and assists. Do we take the Cowboys on the spread, or do the Eagles cover the spread? That's what I'm really looking for. Do you think the Eagles cover the spread? NFL can be unpredictable. It's pretty crazy the spread is this size for a divisional game. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see. Let's go. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. I got some old picks from yesterday that are still up there. So we don't want the Genty play. I don't want the Breece Hall play. If you guys haven't played your Dak free square over on Better, make sure you do so. It's pretty solid. All right. And there we go. copy the link. We'll share this with you guys. Parsons is definitely a big loss, but we'll see what happens. All right, there we go. I don't know if we look at the Cowboys and the points or the Eagles. If you guys like the Cowboys and the points, let me know. If you like the Eagles, given the points, love to hear it. But just nice to have it back. And then guess what, guys? We got another football game tomorrow, Chiefs-Chargers, which I'm trying to get this bet down on the Chiefs -3. And probably because I'm live streaming right now. That's why I can't make a deposit. What else do we got? 6-pick entry on PrizePicks. I might have already hit this play up earlier, but we'll throw it in there. I mean, when you can only max bet $5 on slips, it's not that big of a deal. Might as well throw your hat in the ring and give it a try. Here it is. Let's copy this. So again, guys, on these 5-pick entries, 6-pick entries, tread softly. Small a sprinkle. A tenth of a unit. So whatever 10% of 1 unit is, bet that for you. Bet that on these slips because we're talking about 5- and 6-pick entries, right? Got to keep this in. We all want these to hit, but we got to keep this in reality that it could be a little bit difficult. We got 2 different 5-pick slips. So now we got Keenan Allen. Well, now we got another one. All right, well, we gotta fire one more up for better because we don't get a lot of better action. But if it's popping right now for the NFL, then I'm interested. So let's look at Keenan Allen on his catches. Keenan comes home. Back with the Chargers. Oh, okay. I can't bet the collegiate prop. All right. That's fine. We'll still be able to make this slip. I'm just going to have to find a 5th pick when it comes to it. So Josh Allen to not throw an interception. And then we're looking at Russell Wilson. Mr. Unlimited. Mr. Unlimited. Not unlimited. He wasn't really unlimited when he was playing for the Steelers. He was kind of limited. Sorry, Russ, but not sorry, dude. You're just not. Wasn't. I really thought you might be a dude, but you were a dude. It was just you were a dude like 7 years ago. Over on the strikeouts here, Guardians, Rays, Pepois, or however you say the dude's last name. All right, and I'm most likely going to keep the Cooper Kupp play. I'm going to keep the Cooper Kupp play. Let's do. We're going to keep Butker. Never mind. We're going to keep Butker's play because I can't play. If you can play collegiate player props, guys, obviously play it. But we're going to take this dude over 5Ks. That's going to be my 5-pick slip. So I am going to kind of be a repeat offender, if you will, on the Butker play. And it's going to be interesting to see, guys, did they fix the turf? Did they fix the turf over at in Brazil? Because that game for the Chiefs and Chargers, remember, is in Brazil. Remember the Eagles-Packers game last year. Could be a lot of points in that game if that turf hasn't been fixed. Could be a lot. All right, so there's that better slip. So shared a couple different better slips with you guys. We can switch this out and put Alyssa Thomas in. Okay. Interesting. 2-pick entry on rebet. If anybody wants to play a 2-pick entry on rebet, there it is. All right, guys. That's where I'm going to kind of pause the stream. I'm not streaming tonight. I will mention that, okay? We're going to start to get into the two day a week streams next week. Next week, we're going to start with Monday with the 2 streams a day. So just to kind of let you guys know, I will be streaming tomorrow morning again. And then obviously we're going to be streaming Saturday, Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific for college football and for the NFL. But the 2 streams a day, we're going to start that up on Monday, just so you guys know. But questions, email me, DM me. Comments, concerns, check it. Let me know. Check out the ProfitX video if you're new to betting on exchanges. Let me know what you think. We dropped a couple of videos last week. Sign up for Bull Rush, guys. That's the last thing I'll say. Bull Rush, we're running the competition. If you guys come in late to the stream, Week 1 NFL is a free entry into the competition. Okay, come on over to bullrush.tech right here, and you're going to see they have their survivor pool. Billy Collins Week 1, it is a free entry, guys. We're up to 19 people. Right, first place gets $50. Second and third get paid out $25. It's free. It's literally a free entry. Okay, come on over here. We got some guys in here. Check it out. It's a free entry. Doesn't cost you anything. And moving forward, I'm going to be rocking some entries for $5, okay? For a $100 prize pool. $5 gets you in, $100 for like week 3 college football, week 2 NFL. But this is where you're going to see it, guys. Come on over to sports here at the top, and you're going to see the Billy Collins week 1 entry is a free entry. Check it out, guys. Want to see who's the best of the best? Hopefully you guys sign up for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's when we'll be running contests all season long for football is over at Bull Rush. All right, guys. Nothing else. Have an awesome